Magic Mike in that mix. Thank you so much to join us here on the Magic Show Deluxe Syndicated. I've been so busy this summer, you know what I mean? I've been dropping interviews here and there. You know, some of the events that we threw this summer, we did interviews live and direct there. But we got my man, you know what I mean, all the way from the UK. I want to thank MJ for this one. But we got my man Rhyme Assassin all the way from the UK. What's going on, my G?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How's it going over Canada? UK is fine. We stay blessed. Yeah, everything's good.
Where are you right now? You in the studio?
Now I'm in the UK. I'm at home actually. I'm in the house at home in the UK.
And yeah, we know you in the UK.
Yeah,
UK's popping right now. May I ask you something? We're hearing a lot going. This is off music, okay? We're
yeah,
hearing a lot going on with the migrants and all that going on in the UK, right? And I believe everybody has a right to live anywhere they want to live if they can afford it, right? I mean,
yeah.
how is the situation out in the UK? Is it calmed down a lot? Because this summer we've seen a lot of footage.
Oh, I must have missed that footage of what exactly?
Well, you know what I mean? Like some of the, native people of the UK and very upset about, migrants coming over, right? You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's still ongoing. There's little pockets of different areas still going on. You get like few locals marching to the police stations, marching over, complaining about the migrants, saying there's too many migrants coming over. We need to find ways to cut off the migrants coming over. So it's still ongoing, but it doesn't look like it's any immediate danger, to personal lives and stuff, but it is still going on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I got this fly in here, came through the window. It's really bothering
Yeah.
me. But besides all that, my man, you know what I mean? Let's get back to the music. Now, you have this track with MOP and Rusty Jukes. Big ups to Rusty Jukes. Big ups to Billy Dan's, you know what I mean? Those are my bros
Yeah.
right there. You got this track called Run 'Em Up. Told you. You know what I mean? We're gonna run that video real shortly. But let's talk about that right now. Who produced it? You know what I mean? Did you do it all in the UK and how did you form this? Like what happened with this track here?
So the beat was produced by the archetype. He's based in Boston. So he sent me like four beats. So when I listened to the Run 'Em Up track, I was looking for someone to feature on it. But with the way the beat sounded, it's like boom bap, it's like one of those tracks that needs like loads of energy. So the only people I could think of at the time was MOP. Like I mean, there's other people, pumped up with energy, but for that particular track, in my head, I can only see MOP, ripping off that track. So, like after a while, I started working on, doing the feature with MOP. Then I spoke to Billy Dance manager, then we worked it out. So initially we made the track. Um, then it came out. Then when I was speaking to Rusty Jukes, yeah, the same mindset in me, like this track is dope. So we really need to work on the video. So so I hit MOP up again. Then it worked out. So I had to fly over to Brooklyn to shoot that video. So it was shot like in two sides in Brooklyn. Yeah, so that's just a rough breakdown of how we ended up having the track and the video.
Oh, that is so nice. Now let's talk about this UK producer. We're gonna see that track because here we like to visualize what we're doing. We're gonna hear that track in a minute. Let's talk about your UK producer, Deep Voice. This is back in 2012, right? Let's
Yeah.
talk about some of the projects you all worked on.
So at the moment, actually, Deep Voice is inactive at the minute. He's been off music because he's been going through some personal stuff. So he shelved the music to the side for a minute. But since I met him roughly 2012, he gave me like loads of beats, instrumentals, which some of them I haven't even worked on. I'm still working
Was
on.
he your like literally your first producer? Was he like your first producer that you
In the
dedicated?
UK, yeah, in the UK, yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
Like
Yeah,
basically, he was your first producer in the UK when you first started up. You know what I mean? So he does
I
mean a
first started
lot.
out.
So do you ever wonder, you know what I mean, where we like you ever wonder like will he get back into the game? Like will he overcome his demons? Because everybody's got demons right now. For some reason, 2025 has just been a really hectic year. Let me tell you. Really hectic year. You know what I'm saying? So do you ever feel like he's gonna overcome his demons and you're all gonna start doing tracks together again?
Well, to be honest, like, I hope so, because I know he's got like a crazy stash of dope tracks, and if he continues making music, he's got some heavy tracks. So when I last spoke to him a couple of months ago, he said he's eventually gonna go back in the game, but at the minute he just need to sort some stuff out. But you never know what someone is going through, so I can't say it's gonna take a month or 2 months. I just have to sit patiently and hope he comes through because he's definitely one of the producers I hope to continue working with.
All right, we're gonna hear your track right now. This is Rhyme Assassin featuring MOP and Rusty Jukes. Run 'em up. Told you. And we're gonna be right back after this, right here on the Magic Show Deluxe. Let's go.
Rhyme Assassin, MOP, Rusty Jukes. Too many shooters in the buildings to miss. Let's go. Come on.
Cut 'em up, big facts. We don't give a fuck if you muscled up. Get your fucking six pack, tummy tuck, double up. Cocaine, dope game all day. Run 'em up. Get your wig split, tryna call 12. Easy to tell who's real, who's fake. I don't break bread with birds or make moves with snakes. We don't fuck with none of y'all, cause they just get greedier. I'm too anti-social for social media.
It's the ones that's close to you that be deceiving you. Phantoms with their hands in the air, they don't believe it.
My verse is legendary. Metaphors and similes, my shit hereditary. Snatch your market, spit hard whenever necessary. Never secondary, I crush every adversary. Predatory MC, I fear nobody. Hustle up and stick it up with green formulary. All I'm trying to get is presidential obituaries. Bless you with these bars, now you feel it like it's God here. Dim right, I'm God here, the lyrical frontier. Mumbo can hear, yeah, we make it disappear.
And we are back. Oh, that was hard body, my G. Hard body, right? And again, right? Do you still talk to Billy Dan's MOP? Do you still talk to Rusty Jukes? Do you still have that relationship?
Yeah, I think a couple of months ago I was speaking to Billy. He even told me if you got any more, like hot joints you've got, if they're feeling the music, they're happy to jump on it. So, like we still talk, but with Rusty Jukes, like almost every week we stay in touch, we talk, and I'm also working on an album with Rusty Jukes. But I think it's gonna drop like late 2026, which I'm working on because I'm currently working on my own album, which is gonna drop first. Then after that, I'm gonna drop an album with Rusty Jukes. But with Rusty, we stay in touch. He's like my brother. Even when last time I came to New York, I went to his crib, we chilled. So it's got good vibes. We stay connected.
You have to stay connected. You got to stay grounded. Now, my brother, with Zimbabwe, have you been back home to the motherland anytime recently?
Yeah, the last time I went was 2 years ago. But usually I try to go every year, but this year I'm also going in December. Because my parents are still in Zimbabwe, and I got a newborn son who is 2 months year old. So I'm gonna take him back to the motherland. Take some time to chill with the grandparents and everyone else
You know, speaking
in
about,
Zimbabwe.
so Africa seems to be, one of the main providers for our technology, like the cell phone right here, the Samsung, iPhone, right? Many natural resources that are very important. You know what I'm saying? Now, do you
True, true.
feel like the people of Africa, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
should have their own resources? You know what I'm saying? Should have the rights to their own, to the resources that are they're part of their country. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I can't come into Zimbabwe and start sucking out your resources and not give you all nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I can hear it in your music. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much we could say, right?
yeah.
But do you feel like that? Like, what's going on in Zimbabwe? Like, you guys have your own minerals and things. Like, is there anybody coming down taking your resources?
Yeah, I mean, not just Zimbabwe. Basically, I think it's the whole of like Africa. We got like abundant, like natural resources, whether it's gold, diamonds, even oil, everything. Like
Hmm.
nickel. Like we got everything. But the problem is, I think there's two main problems. One, there's a lot of corruption. Whoever gets into power, they take the millions, like, for themselves and, their colleagues, leaving, the government, bankrupt. And also, even though we got the resources, like in Zimbabwe, there's a lot of gold, and there's a lot of like diamonds, but we don't have the resources to refine them themselves. So half the time we have to export the gold, then they get processed in Europe, then they come back to Zimbabwe like 10 times more expensive, selling them as rings and everything. So, or for example, like Nigeria's got a lot of oil, but they don't really refine their own oil and everything. It has to be exported and come back, 3 times fold. So I think it's something the whole of Africa has to work on, to be able to be self-reliant, process their own minerals, and export them as, the end products to make more money.
Of course. Now we got this track called Be Mighty, right? Now, I know everybody's on the AI tip, right? At first, when it first came out, AI, I see it on social media. I'm like, what is this? But this is dope. Raekwon, he just did his video with AI, a whole bunch of other artists. If you're gonna do it properly, you got to do it properly. And I got to tell you, you did a great job with this video. I watched it on YouTube this morning on the big screen, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Who gave you the who gave the idea of doing this video Be Mighty in AI? Is because everybody else was doing it, or you just wanted to experiment, or what?
So I had the track ready, scheduled for release, but I was gonna put it on all the platforms, including YouTube. But through the previous projects, I've noticed people interact more with visuals, which are more interactive, rather than just putting my album cover and the music playing the background. So my initial idea was to make just a normal lyric video, just the words and the cover, the background. So the guy who actually made the video was like, you know what? I know you might not really like AI, but give me a chance to, let me work out the video using AI, including the lyric video. Then if you like it, then we work on it. If you don't like it, then I'll scrap it and just, you just use the lyrics. So when he said it to me, like I liked it. I liked it. So, I was like, yeah, that's dope. I think people will be, more interactive to it. But I still get a fair share of people who are not really keen on AI. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with it.
Well, I got to tell you, amazing work. You know what I mean? You're a very good artist. We're going to hear your track, Be Mighty. And what inspired you to name this track Be Mighty, right? Because a lot of tracks now are dumbing down people, baby this, little this, right? But you have a track called Be Mighty, right? And anything you do, you got to be the best of what you do.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying to all of us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So it's the first because I've always been a fan of MOP, so I feel like, on even some of their music, they always made music which, you try to make you the best of yourself, self-knowledge, which is something I always respected in the music. So, so I always feel like, I always wanted to make, that positive music, to be able to inspire, whether it's one or two people with the music. So when this track came by, I thought like Be Mighty is, like a great title to give the track, stay positive, to be able to encourage everyone, whatever they're going through.
And also, you got Stickman and Wayne Giddin on the track too as well. They from the UK or they from America?
Stickman is from the US. I think he's one of the half of Dead Prez.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Hold on,
Stickman, yeah.
stop the press.
Yeah.
Magic Mike, you should not be in hip hop, right? Dead Prez's song is bigger than hip hop. It's an anthem, right? It's an anthem. So we got my man. So we got a half of Dead Prez on this track, Be Mighty with you. Okay. All right. All right. And what about the next brother? You know what I mean?
The next brother is Wayne Giddin. He's like a soulful singer from the UK. Yeah, so I just wanted like good vibes on the hook. So I was just looking online, UK soul singers, or then I just bumped into him. So the way I listened to one of his tracks, which I digged a lot. So I was like, let me contact the brother. So I spoke to him, told him what I'm trying to work on. So we ended up working on two tracks. One is called Be Mighty. And the other one is called Dreams. And not like a dream, actually. That's the title track of the other track, but it's not out yet. Yeah, so that's how we ended up working on the same track with Wayne Giddin and Stickman.
What's your social media? How can they get a hold of you?
So basically, I'm Rhyme Assassin on all social media, whether it's Facebook, X, IG, it's just Rhyme Assassin on all social media, TikTok. Yeah, so I'm just easy to get, Rhyme Assassin. And if anyone wants to hit me on email, it's Uncle Rhymes with a Z at gmail.com.
How was your summer? How was your summer this year?
Well,
How was how was
for the
how was
youth,
how was how's Rhyme Assassins 2025 summer? Right? Because I'm hearing from the majority of people in the world, because talk to people worldwide. They said, you know, about 70%, I ain't gonna lie to you, they said they hated the summer, right? How was your summer, my brother?
for me, I think it was quite good. Because the weather was great. We got a short summer. I think it's only like 5 to 6 weeks at most. That's like the summertime. So
That's all
everyone in the
that's over in the UK. Over here, I'd say like from May to say right about around these times, right? This is when it starts to get cold and everything. So it's roughly the same
cold and
amount,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
You know how
So
it is. You know how it is with us brothers, right? You know what I mean? We get really dark in July. That's mid. You're not
it's
like
like, yeah,
it's not like you're back home in Jamaica or Africa where your melanin peak is at its purest. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
peak up in July, and all of a sudden July starts to climb down. You get a lot of light and stuff. All the blackheads are starting
Like
to come out.
yeah, definitely. Same here.
Yeah,
That's the same thing, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was generally nice. I managed to travel a little bit. I went to Prague because I hadn't been to Prague, which is Czech Republic.
Oh, nice,
And
nice.
also I hadn't been to Scotland, so just last week I managed to go to Scotland, just to see what time it is over that side. But yeah, it was good time traveling.
But
But
you're
yeah, I
pretty,
kind of enjoyed it. It was nice.
yeah, you're pretty close to Scotland, right? You're right in the UK, right? You know what I mean? Like, how many
It is
times you?
pretty close, but it's one of those things where I've traveled many other far places, USA, Spain, and all the other countries, but Scotland is literally couple of hours, 3 hours, or just like an hour flight, but I had never been to Scotland. So I was like, you know what? I also need to, travel to these local places. So yeah, I managed to visit Scotland last week. It was good time there. But yeah, it was good summer. I can't complain much.
All right. So listen, my bro. Thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna play your track, "Be Mighty." Now, I always say this at the end of every show. I mean, it's like a traditional thing here. What do you want to say to? How can I say this? The artists back home in Zimbabwe and just all of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody in Africa, the people listening, or just worldwide. You know what I'm saying? You have an inspiration for us in these times, you know what I mean? Because it's crazy times right now, man. Crazy times.
So yeah, I think the main thing for me is like self-belief and determination in whatever you want to do, whether you're from Africa or the UK, the US. I think self-belief and self-determination. Because like even when I was way back in Africa, when the radio wasn't bumping any hip hop, but me, I was like a hip hop head. I always listened to music. I was like, always the old person in the class, where everyone else is listening to R&B, dance hall. Like well, only maybe one or two. But I stayed true to what I liked. And actually, fast forward to when I started making music. When I now understand the power of determination is there's so many artists and fans, like they send me messages like, "Yo, bro, you're blessed. Who knew you grew up listening to MOP? Now you're making music with them." And also
Hmm.
from other people, like it might be nothing major, but from growing up in Africa, you know, seeing these guys in Word Up magazines and XXL, The Source, you know, like then the next thing is listening. So I even had another track which Jada Kiss did an intro. It's called Rhyme Apostles, which also features Cannabis, Crooked Eye, you know.
Nasty.
Yeah, so you know, like many people's like, bro, how did you even get Jada Kiss to do your intro?
Yeah.
But you know, some of this is just determination and pushing it. You know, sometimes I've had many rejections and maybe some of the features I tried to pursue, but at the same time, some of them worked. But yeah, so I'm grateful to, you know, people worked with me, and even the people who didn't work with me, you know, they keep still motivated me, you know, to keep pushing for more. So I think self-belief and determination will take you far.
Yeah, and hard work. Let me tell you, man, the grind don't stop.
Yeah, always hard work.
It's like this. We make mistakes all the time. You know what I'm saying? For example, right? Like you grind so hard, you know what I mean? You put on an album, you put all your efforts in it, and you know, some people may say, oh, you lost money in that, right? And you feel bad about it, right? But in the long run, you learn from your mistakes and you figure out who you're going to work with. And maybe some of those features that you were going to get, they probably weren't going to go nowhere, right? But I'm telling you, the features you have now, right? Like the MOP and all that you're telling me, and the cannabis thing, there you go. There you go. The money well spent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to hear you. Anything else? You're about to say something?
I think that's the main thing, you know, self-determination, self-belief, and like you say, the hard work has got to be. And I also like to say special shout out, salute to MJ, you know, for putting this together.
Yes.
She's always interesting to work with.
Of course, very hardworking lady in this business, one of the top 5 in the industry. I talk to a lot of people, right? And my email's full, right? Right? All right. So we're gonna hear Rhyme Assassin. And by the way, you assassinate your rhymes. Like, how'd you get the name Rhyme Assassin?
So rhyme, you know, is just like the poetic expression of, you know, like how in hip hop we like our things to rhyme to the next word, and you know, just being witty with it. And assassin is just to do with, you know, how an assassin, you know, execute his art. You need to be precise, well calculated. So that's how I ended up putting rhyme and assassin together, and you know, that's where we're here now.
You know what? I'm gonna take this part right here, my bro, for the preview, for the promo. I love helping out these artists. You know what I'm saying? I love helping out these artists no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to help out the people that are already up there. I'm trying to change this thing. I've been changing it. We've been making history. You know what I'm saying? But Rhyme Assassin, I want to thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna hear your track right now. We're going to see your track. We're going to hear your track. We're going to see your track. The track is called Be Mighty, right here on the Majic Show DELUXE Syndicated. Let's go! Ha ha! Ha ha!
Yo!
Yeah.
Stimulate men and women to the discovery and perception of the truth that they themselves are makers of themselves.
A man is more than just a product of conditions. If he has vision, stumbling blocks is just stepping stones on his mission. It was written, as a man thinketh makes the difference. Life favors the bold, courageous and relentless. Learn from life experience like an apprentice. Be wise with how you spend time and pay attention. Cause we can't get back the moments after they pass. And we can't move on to the future trapped in the past. Give yourself forgiveness for your mistakes, that's learning. Apply those jewels, become great. It's not the shots we miss, it's the shots we take. Stay solid and don't let nothing shake your faith. Feel like I wrote this in the future for the younger me. Keep growing and become the man you wanna be. Don't let society tell you what you can't be. They try to put us in a box, but we break free.
Stand, set you free from things that fool ya, school ya. Be mighty, be mighty, don't play dumb. Let them see, nothing can fool ya, school ya. Be mighty, be mighty.
They say sky is the limit, so elevate your mind so you can rise to great heights like seraphims of the heavens. Educate yourself and use the knowledge as a leverage. Self-belief, cause you are product of your choices, the sum total of the decisions that you make. The risk that you take, man, you better raise the stakes. Cause all heroes are born from the womb of fearless dreams. Never let the fear or failure to cripple you. So even if you're fed up, you better keep your head up. Strive to be your best, man, you owe this to yourself. Just rest all your struggles with a hero's conviction. Introspective analysis, you better ask yourself, what's the reason for my existence? My purpose to the world, what you need is in your DNA, just navigate within. The answer's in your soul, man, you better overstand. For the doubting Thomas inside you, let me paint this picture. Courage of a warrior, we've been Shaka Zulu. Resilience of a slave, man, we've been Kunta Kinte. Never ever get barged, we've been Rosa Parks. That faith in your dreams, man, we've been Martin Luther. Royal Trophy King, we've been Massa Munsa. The freedom in your music, we've been Dead Press. So I had to reach out to Stickman so I can drop Jews on you. Stay focused and convicted, and victory is consequential.